My name is John Weir with Green Home Solutions. I'm a certified indoor environmentalist. This is my family, my wonderful wife Shauna, who manages elections for Jefferson County. My son JJ, he is currently working part-time for me, waiting an opening in the Air Force for the MOS is going for. Those are our pets in my area. Can't have animals in my house, everybody's a winner. We are a 5-star average review company, which is, it's pretty impressive considering I charge people to tear their house apart. Find problems, give them bad news. By the time we get done with them, they love us. We always take care of our customers. We do mold remediation, asbestos testing, mold mycotoxin testing, indoor air quality testing, disinfection, crawl space encapsulation, ducting, dryer, and cleaning. A lot of stuff that has to do with air quality and keeping it healthy in the home. So, mold is just doing its job. It's not trying to kill us, it's not trying to make us sick, but it exists so that when we go out to the forest, we're not walking over 10 feet of pine needles and leaves and dead rodents and stuff like that. It's taking care of the nasty that's going on. The problem is our home is also dead, so it will eat that too if you let it. We're primarily a mold remediation company. The vast majority of everything else that we do is hoping to find mold. The vast majority of our income comes from mold remediation. That's our specialty. We use plant-based products. They're safe for everybody all the time. Our primary focus is on slow, long-term leaks. We do have issues in attics. We do have issues in crawl spaces. But because we're in Colorado, we don't have a humidity problem. It's not like South Carolina, where 90% of what they do is humidity-caused damage. In this picture, this is why we focus a lot on slow leaks. After 24 hours, mold starts to grow. After a few weeks, the especially nasty genus of spores pop up. They start to take over. They kill off the relatively benign genera of mold, eat it, take over, and then they continue on with eating your house. With this one, by the time we were done, we were sitting on the joists with our feet hanging into the crawl space and just grabbing pieces of subfloor and sticking them into the trash can. No hammer, no nothing, just grabbing pieces and throwing it away. And that's because they had a long-term kitchen leak. It had gone under the floor. It had connected up with a leak that had happened from the water heater, and that expanded all the way out. Well, the problem is when you have an old mold problem, it grows 200% faster the next time it gets access to moisture, simply because it's a survival mechanism. We do crawl space encapsulation. Some of the crawl spaces we've done, you can almost live in it. It actually looks really nice. The reason it's important, the stack effect, up to 50% of the air that you breathe comes from the floor below you, and that includes that nastiness right there. Mold lives in dirt. Attics, it's almost always on the north side. People have their bathrooms venting up into the attic, creates a bunch of moisture, creates condensation on the north side, and it turns into a field of mold. If you see that, let us know. We're really good at removing it. We don't hide it with paint. Realtors, they run into this stuff all the time. The best thing you can do to tell your customers is it can be fixed. Better the devil you know than the one that you don't. Yeah, there's a problem. We can fix it. We guarantee it. We have an industry best 1-year guarantee. If there's a problem, we will make it right. Always. EPA estimates up to 50% of homes have mold. I think it's more than that, simply because this is how every house is built. Everything's out there in the elements. You've got the building materials out in the mud. Mold's in the mud. They don't care. Where's Casey at? Casey cares. But they're basically pre-building a house with mold, so it's probably closer to 80 or 90%. Asbestos testing for renovation, demolition, whatever. When it comes to acceptable safe exposure limits, we have limits for arsenic, mercury, lead, even mold in our food. 10 maggots per 500 grams of canned tomato sauce. There is no acceptable exposure limit for asbestos. There is no date of build that you can assume that there's no asbestos in the house. Asbestos is not banned in the United States. There was a short period where it was banned. Asbestos manufacturing companies fought it. It was almost immediately turned around. Can't assume. The good news is Jeff does asbestos abatement. I don't know if everybody knows that. Take note of it. He does a very good job. Sick building syndrome. VOCs, volatile organic compounds, those are chemicals. Everything from trash smell to benzene and ethanol. It really doesn't matter. You're taking it into your body has to take energy to get it back out again. So the more problems you have with VOCs, small particulates called PM2.5, they're small enough to make it into your lungs. If your body's spending 70% of its immune system purging your body of this stuff, it's not concentrating on other stuff like colds, flus, and cancer.
One minute.
Thank you. Mycotoxins. This is what molds generate when they're growing. This is how the really bad molds kill off the more benign molds. They're all toxic to an extent, but the mycotoxins are what they use to kill it off. Unfortunately, it's bad for us too. This is where the chronic fatigue syndrome, cancer, Parkinson's, all these other issues come from. It's not from the spores themselves, it's from the mycotoxins. And when you disturb the mold, they ramp up their production of mycotoxins. So that's why it's really important to take care of it the right way. HEPA filtration doesn't affect them. They are so small, they pass right through HEPA filtration. They can pass through the skin cells in your body. That's it.